I'm just going to share a little bit of helpful knowledge that hopefully will give you a bit more of the overall picture about playing lead guitar. I'm just going to talk about playing in different keys. What I mean by playing in key is, so far everything we've done in this series we've been playing in the key of, well, strictly speaking A minor, but we'll call it A for now because our chords have been A. We've used the A minor pentatonic scale, so we're just going to say we've been playing in A. Our backing tracks are in A, the things I've showed you are in A, we've played in A position, in A position. So we've just played in one key. So what does that mean? It means that when you are playing your solos, when you're improvising everything I've showed you is going to work in that key, in that A key. That's one key. There's many keys that we can play in. Basically there's 12 keys on the guitar, so you know we could have A, D, E, G, we could have the flats and the sharps and everything. Everything that I've showed you is only going to work in that key, so it relies on the backing tracks I've given you are in A. I did it because I know that it's going to work together, but you might not always be playing in the key of A. Luckily, I've got you. Everything that we've done here is what we call movable shapes or movable positions. So it doesn't take a lot of effort to take the knowledge that we've got so far, assuming that you're okay with everything we've done so far. It's not going to take you much to be able to do that in a different key. So what do I mean by a different key? You've been playing along hopefully to my backing track, or to maybe jamming with a friend, even better. That's better than my backing track. You can't beat playing together. You've been playing in A, so we've been at the 5th position for this pentatonic scale. Then we've expanded it up and down the 6 strings, but we're still in the key of A. Now, let's say for example you want to go and play with your mate. He knows 12 bar progression, but he doesn't know it in A. He knows it in G. Your scale, all the stuff you've practiced, those little riffs, those little licks, they ain't going to work because it's in the wrong key. Now, all we need to do is move everything we've learnt to a different fret on the guitar and it's going to work. And that's the beauty of playing movable scales in position. So I said we're in position 5. That means we're starting at the 5th fret. I've covered positional play before, so that puts us in the key of A because our note, the simple way to think of it, if we were to play our 6th string on the 5th fret, that's an A. That also happens to be the first note of this pentatonic scale. Even if I play it all the way up and down like that, that's the first note of it. I didn't introduce it to you that way because I didn't want you to learn it in sequence for reasons I've already explained. It just sounds like an exercise up and down. But the first note, we sometimes call it the tonic note or the root note, is the A. Now that we know that, if we want to play in G, I know, you may or may not know, hopefully you do, that on our E string, our G note is just down 2 frets, down our 3rd fret. So, if our friend wants to play the 12 bar progression in G rather than in A, and he knows the chords and asks us to play in G, all we need to do is take what we've learnt here, just move it down 2 frets and play exactly the same. So the progression that I've given you, where I was playing the A 4 times I think, then went to a D, then back to an A, then an E, D, A. He wants to play in G, so he's going to play in a G, maybe even a root G, and then his next one's going to be a C. I know that. Then he's going to go from a D to a C to a G. So that's the same progression in G. He's going to want you to play over that, so he's told you he's playing in G. You're going to find your G note, your tonic note, your root note, and from there you can just play that exact same scale, the exact way that I've showed you. using the techniques that you've already got comfortable with, and all you're doing is doing it 2 frets lower. So rather than doing it 2 frets lower in the key of G instead. And it's going to work in the key of G. Next week, you're ready to play with your friend again. Oh, I've learned to play in B. Can we play in B? Of course we can. No problem. You find your B. In this case, we'll use our E string again to find our B. It's there on the 7th fret. So rather than starting at the 5th fret, which we've been doing for the exercises, we'll start there and we'll play in B. If he wants to play in B. Same progression, we'll play in B. So all of the skills that I've showed you, the scales that I've showed you, the techniques, you can use those to play in any key that you want to play. I've used some simple ones that are common to the guitar, the A, G, B, E is another common one. Just to show you, because this one might involve you playing in the open position because E is down there on the guitar. So rather than having to, you've actually got to play less to play the E in the open position. So if he's going to play an E, he's going to start with his A, he's going to go to A, let's use a B, and back to E, okay? So we're going to use E as our starting point. We've got an open E to play the same scale. We can actually use the open strings there. So we can play in any key on the guitar, no exceptions. So although we've learnt it now in A, my backing tracks have been in A, you can feel free, feel comfortable once you've got the techniques down, that if you have to play it in a different key, if you've gone download another backing track, or if one of your pals says, oh, let's try it in C, let's try it in E flat, doesn't matter, just find the position where you need to play the scale in and it's going to work. So I didn't want to burden you with that knowledge at the start. I just thought it'd be easy just to, let's just learn it one simple way in A, and then now you've got that on your fingers, hopefully by now you've done the technical stuff, you're okay with the scale and that. Now that you've got that, I've given you the free extra bonus, you can play it in any key. So rather than just enjoying it once, you can enjoy it 12 times. 12.